from BGI TV, Baba Agede Imo TV. I am Moribe Rebila Lawal. First are the major headlines for the world news. 2023 presidency, Obasanjo moves against Atiku's candidacy. Hausa Fulani traders slam 50 million naira suits against Lagos government over alleged discrimination. Sheikh Gumi, bandits' herdsmen should get their own ministry like Niger Delta. Custodian of Olumo Rock Deity dies at 137 years. INEC lament low turnouts, says 20 million PVCs unclaimed. Church member becomes mentally deranged after burning a village shrine. Couple, 3 children die in Ondo crash, 5 killed in Benue market. Ekiti farmer made love to the teenager, floods victim for wasting time, jailed. Lagos port collapsing, cargo diversion to West African countries imminent. And foreign. Rising inflation, orders threaten Buhari's poverty reduction scheme, World Bank economist. Finally, sport. FIBA replaces Nigeria with Mali at Women's World Cup. The news in detail. There are strong indications that the outcome of last Saturday's presidential primary election of the opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, may not have met the expectations of some prominent leaders in southern Nigeria, including former President Olusegun Obasanjo. New Telegraph report that a former Vice President, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, was declared winner of the defining primary after polling 371 votes to defeat its closest rival and governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, who garnered 237. Impeccable sources who spoke to New Telegraph on the condition of anonymity said that as an unrepentant patriot and destabilized former leader of North, Obasanjo feels strongly that the 2023 presidency should be zoned to the South in the interest of equity, justice, and fairness. It was learned that the foremost nationalist may have concluded plans to throw his weight behind the presidential candidate of Labour Party LP, Mr. Peter Obi, a former governor of Anambra State, who was, until his resignation from the PDP, frontline presidential hopeful of the platform of the main opposition party. To another story, the Hausa Fulani traders at Alabarago market has slammed 50 million naira damages on the Lagos state government alongside 2 of its commissioners and Inspector General of Police over alleged discrimination and eviction notice issued to them. Also joined in the suits before the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos are the Commander, Lagos Rapid Response Squad, RRS, and Lagos State Environmental and Special Offences Units Task Force as responded. The traders are asking for the sum of 50 million naira as damages from the respondents for allegedly discriminating against them as Fulani Hausa. The suit was filed against the respondent by the traders' leaders who are listed as applicants. Islamic cleric Sheikh Gumi has called for the establishment of the Ministry of Nomadic Affairs to address the grievances of bandits and others terrorizing the country. Mr. Gumi made the call at the Pastoralists and Full-Day Security Conference on Wednesday in Abuja, with the theme exploring the contemporary security challenges facing pastoralists and Full-Day in Nigeria. The event was jointly organized by Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MACMAN, and Northern Consensus Movement, NCM. The cleric in the chat with reporters said that Fulani elders and other aggrieved groups should be accorded the same treatment given to the Niger Delta militants. Mr. Gumi, an ardent advocate for bandits and killer herdsmen, argued that these people are also disturbing the Nigerian agriculture, which is the backbone of the national economy. I think the government needs to be more proactive. They need attention. To a loss of a custodian of the deity inside the popular Olumo Rock in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, Chief Mrs. Sinatu Aduke Sani, popularly known as Iya Olumo, is dead. Sani, also known as the mother goddess of the tourist center, died on Wednesday, reportedly at the age of 133 years. Her son, Solomon Adio, who confirmed her death, said his mother died at a Itoko resident in Abeokuta after a brief illness. According to history, Olumo Rock is a mountain used as a natural fortress during an inter-tribal war many years ago. History has it that after the Egbers hid within the rock, they became invisible to their enemies who searched everywhere with a view to killing them. Since then, the Olumo Rock, which saved the Egba people from their adversaries, has become an attraction to many interested individuals visiting Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. For many years, Sani had been another attraction to tourists as she furnished people with peculiar information about the popular Olumo Rock. As she aged, she remained the center of all eyes by not showing any sign of tiredness in the duty at the tourist center. However, the aged woman died a few months to her 138 years birthday. According to her son Adeo, the Doyen lived in one of the enclaves under the rock for more than 40 years, where she served the gods of the rock. Mama will be 138 years old by August 5th. She died after a brief illness. The Independent National Electoral Commission on Wednesday raised fears about the 2023 elections following the 20 million permanent voters card, which yet to be claimed by their owners. The Commission also decried the poor participation of citizens in the ongoing continuous voters registration exercise. INEC's Deputy Director of Voter Education, Mary Inkem, said these in Abuja during the launch of the PVC's Bus Drive project, organized by a non-governmental organization, the Advocacy for Civic Engagement. She therefore called on Nigerians, especially the youth, to be actively involved in the process of electing new leaders. Mrs. Indeka is mentally sick. She picks garbage from the ground to eat. Most times walks barefooted. She talks to herself and laughs alone. Before her illness, she used to be a strong charismatic member in our church. She moves around preaching the gospel and doing signs and wonders. Many people attested to that. It was said she visited our village shrine after much atrocities she had has committed. She scattered and burned down the shrine. After some days, the madness struck her. Despite her madness, she always says to people, "Give me money, make I give you luck." And most people normally admit having a breakthrough when help is being rendered to her. Psychiatric and mental hospitals have tried, no avail. Pastors and imam have also tried, no avail. Her husband and children are nowhere to be found. In case you're just joining, you are watching the world news from DGI TV. More to come. The Ondo State Police Command on Wednesday confirmed the death of 5 persons in a road accident along the Ijoka area of Akure, Ondo State. Punch Metro gathered that the victim, a couple, and their 3 children were returning to their house after the day's work when tragic struck. A source stated that the vehicle conveying the disease ran into a heavy-duty tractor parked by the roadside. An eyewitness said the accident occurred around 9 p.m., adding that the driver was under the influence of alcohol. He said even when we came to check on him, we found out that his car smelled of alcohol. He must have been speeding as a result of the alcohol intake. The State Police Public Relations Officer, Mrs. Fumilayo Odunlami, said the command had commenced an investigation into the crash. In a related development, 5 people were killed in the Boko area of Benue State on Tuesday when a Sharon vehicle rammed into people at a market. Going back to the nearest town, the nearest state, Ekiti. An Ekiti State High Court sitting in Ado Ekiti has sentenced a 29-year-old farmer, Toby Owajulu, to 10 years imprisonment for having knowledge with 17-year-old lady. The charge read that Toby Owajulu on June 12, 2021 at Ibeji Oleluja in Emure, Ekiti. In the Ado Ekiti Judicial Division did made law to one 17-year-old girl contrary to section 31(2) of the Child Right Law, CAP or R7 laws of the State 2012. In a testimony before the court, the victim said, "I am an apprentice as a hairdresser. On that day, I went to my grandmother's farm to harvest pepper. On the farm, the man came to me and demanded water and palm fruit, and I told him I did not have water, while the palm fruit belonged to my grandmother. Therefore, he left and came back later and suddenly held me at the back. He covered my mouth with a piece of cloth, and I struggled to shout, but he overpowered me despite holding the cutlass and made love with me." Still on the final national story from the world news. There are indications that the nation may soon start experiencing more cargo diversions to neighboring West African ports, as well as increase in freight rates due to the collapse of both Tinkan and Apapa Kwa aprons. The Kwa is part of the port where cargo is lifted or vessels are loaded and unloaded. In separate chats with correspondents in Lagos, experts said that shipping companies would now be scared to death at the affected port, resulting in the diversion of cargoes to West African ports, or a possible increase in freight charges. A member of the Nigerian Association of Master Mariners, Adewale Ishola, said that the present condition of the Kwa aprons portrayed danger for incoming vessels. And to foreign story. World Bank economists Jonathan Lane and Jacob Engel have said that rising inflation, persistent population growth, the COVID-19 pandemic, and the war in Ukraine are threatening Nigeria's poverty reduction aspiration. These economists said this in a post published on the Blackback blog on Tuesday. The post read in part Nigeria's aspiration to lift out all of its people out of poverty by 2030 presents a serious challenge. Even before COVID-19, 4 in 10 Nigerians live below the national poverty line, some 80 million people. The global pandemic, rising inflation, and ongoing uncertainty related to the war in Ukraine, combined with relentless population growth, have made Nigeria's poverty reduction goals more challenging than ever. And finally, sports story. The Tigers celebrating their 2022 FIBA Women's World Cup qualification after defeating Mali on Sunday. The story has it that the Federation of International Basketball Association has confirmed Nigeria's withdrawal from international basketball competitions by inviting Mali to replace the Tigers at the upcoming FIBA Women's World Cup. FIBA, in a statement released in Nice, Switzerland on Thursday, said it was inviting Mali to replace Nigeria in view of its position as the next ranked team from Group B of the qualifiers. Nigeria's D Tigers had qualified for the global event at the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifying tournament held at Belgrade, Serbia in February. The World Cup is scheduled for Australia from September 22nd to October 1st. That was the world news from BGI TV. But before we go, some major headlines. 2023 presidency, Obasanjo moves against Atiku candidacy. Fulani Hausa traders slam 50 million naira suit against Lagos government over alleged discrimination. We also brought to you Sheikh Gumi bandits. Herdsmen should get their own ministry like Niger Delta. And another tragic one. Custodian of Olumo Deity dies at 137. And foreign, rising inflation, others threaten Buhari's poverty reduction scheme. World Bank economists, and finally sports. On a sad note to the Tigers, FIBA replaces Nigeria with Mali at Women's World Cup. For more updates on our YouTube channel, the handle is Babagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification button, which is on all, for you to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawi Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. On Instagram, Bagede Imo _22. For advertisements of goods and services, coverage of events and function, both outdoor. The phone number streaming on your screen is a line to call for adverts. I am Morire Rebila Lawa. Good evening and thank you for watching.
Oh, na, na, na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist, no stress, oh, just tune to BGI TV. BGI TV, you're one in a million.